Welcome once again to this amazing section. Today we are going to discuss about some important issues. For those who have subscribed to my channel, I appreciate you wherever you are, any part of the world where you are in Africa, Asia, America, Europe, or Australia. I thank you very much for supporting me all the time. For those who are not subscribed, please kindly subscribe to my channel. Click the notification bell so that you'll be notified each time I upload a video. You will be among the receive the video when it comes. Remain blessed wherever you are. Thank you so much. Today, I'm going to discuss a very important issue. Those, for some people, it used to be an emotional issue. No matter how emotional the topic is, we have to discuss it. Yes, we have to discuss it. A lot of things is going on. A lot of things is going on, more especially in the Christendom. Religion have destroyed Nigeria. Not just Christianity, even the Islam. It has been a major problem in that country, Nigeria. Religion have destroyed Nigeria. You find the Muslims going to extreme. Find the Christians going to extreme, doing things that are not supposed to be done. It is really sad. It's high time people begin to wake up and think the way they are supposed to. Think like human. Think like human. Do not just look on people or what they are doing and what they are saying. It is time for you to read the Bible by yourself, read the Quran by yourself, and understand it. That is what you should be doing. Do not allow somebody to influence you with his or her own personal ideas. Every human being, you and I know what is wrong and what is right. It doesn't matter if you are listening to a pastor, or you're listening to an imam, or you're listening to a reverend. Whoever you are listening to, God has given you that strength and power to know what is wrong and what is right. And when you see the wrong message, run away from it. You see the right message, sit back and digest it. There are a lot of wrong messages out there. I'm going to share a video with you. This is a very emotional video. A very emotional video. Something that is not supposed to happen around somebody who calls himself a Christian. This is a story of a woman who took the life of her husband with her boyfriend and a so-called pastor. A boyfriend who claimed to be a pastor. They took the life of this man. They didn't only kill him, they burnt him alive and took the property. Eventually, God caught up with them. The police arrested them, and since then they've been in court. And finally, the case have ended and they have been sentenced to death by hanging. That is it. They are sentenced to death by hanging. People seem not to understand the way life works. No matter what you do, you cannot escape it. You can't escape the day of judgment when it comes. Don't tell me your pastor deceived you or your imam deceived you. God has given you that brain. God has given you the brain to know what is wrong and what is right. It doesn't matter what your pastor tells you. It doesn't matter what your imam tells you. You have the right to take the right decision. You have that brain to take the right decision. We all know what is wrong and what is right. Even if you cannot read the Quran, you cannot read the Bible, you should know what is wrong and what is right. It's natural in human being. We all have conscience, and our conscience directs us on what is right. When you are doing something that is wrong, your conscience tells you this, what you are doing is wrong. Unless for those who their conscience is dead. And once you get to that extent that your conscience is dead, well, God help your soul. God help your soul. But most time you see people say they are following their pastor, they are following their imam, they are following whatever. They tell you things that you know that are wrong, then yet you do it. How could you be going with someone who claims to be a pastor and the person engineered a murder of your husband and you agree to it? How could you be going to somebody who claims to be a pastor and he will be seducing you, yet you'll be there listening? How could you be going to somebody who claims to be a pastor, then he'll be talking against your family, trying to put two heads together, trying to talk you against people, putting people in enmity, then you are still there sitting. You are still there sitting. How could you go to a pastor or an imam who is going to be telling you to go and kill someone else, yet you sit there and be listening, knowing fully well that the person they are telling you to go and kill is your fellow human being? And how do you justify killing your fellow human being, regardless of what the person have done to you? Do you have any right to take any life? You don't have any right to take any life. You don't have any, not even the life of animals. If you don't take the life of animals anyhow, it extends to the animal. You don't take the life of animals anyhow, let alone a human being. For a human being, you have no reason whatsoever to take any life. There is no reason whatsoever. It doesn't matter what the pastor said. It doesn't matter what the imam says. You have no reason whatsoever to take any life. It is sad. It is sad that the world has gone to the world has gone mad. Some of us have lost our conscience. Some of us have lost our conscience and things are going wrong. It is time we go back home and begin to think inward. Don't follow everything that you have been told by your pastor. Do not follow everything that you have been told by your imam. Digest it within your soul. Follow your conscience. When your conscience speaks to you silently and tell you that this thing you are going to do is wrong, don't do it. Do not do it. You know what is wrong and what is right. Don't pretend and say, I was led by my pastor, I was led by my imam. You should have the right to take responsibility of what you do. Because on the last day, you will face the judgment. It doesn't matter if you're a Christian or you're a Muslim. You are going to carry your own cross. Both religions believe on the life after death. They believe on the judgment day. On that judgment day, you will stand by yourself on your own. Nobody's going to stand for you. Your imam is going to face his own questions. You will face your own question. Your pastor will face your own question, and you will face your own question. So be careful what you do. Let us watch this video and see how the case ended. Let's watch.
Delivering judgment, Honorable Justice Geraldine Imadigbelo heard that the woman Enobog Victor Isonguyo conspired with her pastor Prince Udoka Ukachukwu to murder her husband Victor Gabriel Isonguya, who was a deputy manager, engineering department of the Nigerian Petroleum Development Company (NPDC) Benin on 29 November 2013. The court noted that having killed her husband, the woman invited her pastor and they both took the corpse somewhere around Saple Road, Benin City, where it was burnt inside the man's personal vehicle. The court observed that the late NPDC deputy manager's son gave evidence to the effect that he heard when his father shouted, then heard footsteps, and his mother later told him that his father was sick and reacted to drugs, hence she was taking him to the hospital. Honorable Justice Imadigbelo faulted evidence of the pastor, who first said he sustained the burns on his hand from hot water while trying to make tea, but later opened up that he got the burns while setting the late man's vehicle ablaze. The court also heard that the police recovered the late man's official Passat car from the pastor, who said the woman gave him the car as gift to help her pray to find her missing husband, whereas he later said the late man gave him the car as a gift. It was the position of the court that the post-mortem report disclosed that the late man's heart region was pierced with a sharp object, which suggests he was murdered before being burnt in his car beyond recognition. On the whole, the court heard that the DNA test before the court reveals that the pastor was 99% father of the pregnancy the woman was carrying. Hence, she conspired with the pastor to murder her husband, emphasizing that it was the pastor who led the police to the scene where the late man's body was burnt in his car. Honorable Justice Geraldine Imadigbelo accordingly convicted and sentenced Pastor Prince Udoka Ukachukwu and Enobong Victor Isonguya to death by hanging. The court sentenced a mechanic, Christopher Odiase, whom the pastor contracted to change the late man's official car to manual and documents to read his name. The sentence was 1 year in prison for conspiracy or a fine of 50,000 naira and 2 years in prison or a fine of 100,000 naira for forgery of the car documents. The court also sentenced a business center operator, Ame Osemehai, to 1 year imprisonment for conspiracy or a fine of 50,000 naira and 2 years in prison for forgery or a fine of 100,000 naira.
So we just thank God that the case has finally come to an end.
No matter what they do, they cannot bring my brothers back. But I'm really happy for the judgment.
We give God the glory that finally we got judgments.
Ken Osaitinfi, EBS TV News.
Well, you have said it all. Everything you do have a penalty. Whatever thing you are doing, be careful. Be careful. Whatever you are doing in this world, you have to be very, very careful, because you'll be held responsible for every of your action. It doesn't matter if you were being deceived by your pastor It doesn't matter if you're being deceived by a man. It doesn't matter if you're being deceived by your friend or whoever. Once you are part of the crime, you must face the consequence of the crime. There is a punishment for every crime. Thank you for listening. Remember this. If you have not subscribed, please kindly subscribe to my channel. Click the notification bell so that you'll be notified each time I upload a video. Join me on the comment section. Give your contribution. What do you have to say? Put it down there. It's all welcome. Thank you and remember this. Bye-bye. See you again on the next video.